Hey there people, it's Fresh Mark to another fresh review, aka Zest for Life. Today I've been going through the Versace Eros Parfum. This is the latest in the 2022 edition actually, so it's the latest in the Versace Eros collection, and it brings about a more natural sweetness I found throughout the day. According to my past review just earlier today, I noticed that the Elmi note, it wasn't so much present in the beginning of the fragrance. However, now that I'm smelling the dry down, I'm getting the Pomerose, the tonka bean, and more the benzoin, and a slight bit of geranium, but the Elmi from the top note is actually resurfacing in the dry down. So I'm getting soft sweet Pomerose, which almost smells like pomegranate and Bulgarian rose together. There is some tonka bean in here, which gives some milky creaminess. The sandalwood is not present as much as the cedarwood and sandalwood in the Eau de Toilette or the Eau de Parfum. This is a more creamy, soft, milky combination or elixir, let's say, because this goes in a more vanillic and smooth direction. However, it is different from the Eau de Toilette. But if you were to compare the Eau de Toilette, the Eau de Parfum, which is right over here, and this Parfum, what differences would you get? So let's just spray them all on, and let me just mention for you what I get. Because after doing the review of the Parfum, the second part, I actually was told that I break down these fragrances quite well, so let's just do that with you. So the mint, geranium and bergamot are in the top note. The ambroxan comes quite early on in these notes, and the freshness of cedarwood from the base and vetiver are felt. Now the Eau de Toilette is slightly more linear, let's say, in its minty facet. The mint and geranium are at the forefront, and ambroxan second, and cedar and sandalwood third. So this really is true to its top, middle and dry down notes. This is almost done, 200 ml, because it's a fantastic fragrance. You can wear this in summer, winter or autumn, so don't be shy with that. Eau de Toilette is great for all year round, and it really shines in summer, because I found when I sprayed the Eau de Toilette on this side throughout the day, I am smelling where is it? Let me get it from the bottom. Yes, the dry down of cedar is there with minty geranium, and the mint from the top note still resides and gives a sort of tingling, spicy freshness about it. Whereas the Eau de Parfum, this goes in a slightly more leathery direction. I'm going to spray this slightly further up on the arm just to get it separate. So with the Eau de Parfum, this mixes a new leather note from the base, and it has a mandarin orange in the top, so you get oranges and apples. This makes the perfume more zesty and fruity, let's say, than minty as compared to the Eau de Toilette. It still has geranium and ambroxan in the mid, and that ambroxan is really felt from the top note, and the dry down is ambroxan, tonka and leather. So this is for somebody who wants something a little bit stronger and more long-lasting in the autumn, let's say. I'd say this is perfect for autumn, because people like more rustic and leathery and masculine scents, and this has the freshness of mint. However, it goes in a slightly fruity and leathery direction, a la Creed Aventus and the like. You know, they have fruit, patchouli and woods. However, this retains its slight mintiness, and you know it's Versace Eros. However, it has that masculine touch of leather in the base. I would say that this is my least favorite out of the line, because the original, you gotta give it props for being original and different. That cedarwood and vetiver is there with the mint. However, I really like this for autumn. And finally, I would say that this is definitely a winter fragrance. Versace Eros Parfum is the last in line. It's definitely a winter fragrance, but the elmy and pomegranate like pomerose with a more, let's say, vanillic finish, it opens because this has cashmere in it as well, so it's going in the roots of Lacoste with its sort of warmth in the woods. However, it has that that mintiness is revivified with bergamot and elmy. So the sweetness of elmy gives it a green, cloudy, misty nature, almost like Dior Sauvage Parfum, which has a very cloudy, misty, almost magical, multifaceted green smoke note almost, with the elmy and sandalwood, the rich sandalwood, which is very creamy and very sweet and smoky. This, however, opens up with the caramel-like facet of benzoin. That bergamot is more of a sour touch. And then I'm feeling the geranium quite early on, and the elmy is producing a more natural sweetness. So this is the most natural out of all them. To summarize, that my general impression of the opening of this fragrance is that of a stevia candy with pomegranate and caramel facets. So stevia is a natural sweetness, and it's actually called candy leaf when I looked it up on Google. So that is my first impression of it. For people who like the most natural ingredients, they'd have more natural ingredients content, so like higher perfume oil content. So parfum is after 20% and after 25%, so it's going from 30% to about 50%, and that would be like extrait de parfum after that, you know, which is 50% and above. And then pure parfum is 100%, but not many people have that, and some people just dab that really. If there is a Versace fragrance oil, I've been looking it up and I heard there is such thing on Fragrantica. I'm yet to see one. However, parfum so far is the strongest concentration, and it goes in a slightly more natural sweet direction. The pomerose is definitely making it feel like caramel, pomegranate, mint and geranium. So it's definitely it's not fruity like the eau de parfum. It's not overly I wouldn't say overly minty like the eau de toilette, but the defining characteristics of the eau de toilette are its minty nature, its cedar fresh base, and that sweet creamy ambroxan. This amps up the ambroxan, no, not the ambroxan, but it replaces it with a pomerose, sorry, and it amps up the sweetness with a very caramel like benzoin. So caramel, pomerose, which is like pomegranate, and Bulgarian rose instead of the sweetness of tonka bean. Tonka bean is there, but the benzoin is stronger, and the vanilla comes in closer and faster than the eau de toilette, in which the eau de toilette has more of a minty affair, and it has a definite switch between the mintiness and the vanilla in the base. And that's why I like the eau de toilette the best. I would say if I was to put a name on all of them, I'd say the eau de toilette is the best in its transition from sweet minty freshness to vanillic and ambroxan. It's a beautiful mixture, and the transition between the top notes of spicy minty freshness to vanillic ambroxan in the base is what characterizes the whole line. So I've got to give props to this. It's number one for me. This is number two because I'll be using it less, but well, I might actually end up using it more because we have very cold weather in the UK, and this is quite rare to have weather like this that is this hot. So this is a winter favorite. And finally, the eau de parfum is for autumn. So that is going to cover all the seasons in between, where it's a little bit breezy, a little bit rough, the weather, and this gives a nice masculine finish of leather whilst giving it a fruity direction. But definitely the parfum is the most natural sweetness out of all of them. If you do want something that actually smells different from Versace Eros eau de toilette and you don't like the mint of the eau de toilette, this is a more toned down, sweet and natural version. And the eau de parfum is for someone who likes leather scents, leather, mint, geranium with a touch of fruit. So definitely check out all of these fragrances. That is the last part of the 3-part Versace Parfum review. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you like my content. Whatever you do, stay free and stay fresh.